What's going on, guys? What's up? How are you? Let me take this off because I don't think you can hear me right, but it's me, your boy, Ebot, and I'm going to do a quick video for you guys today because maybe, based on some of the comments I've seen on my things and on my videos, especially particularly the last one, I think some people are kind of curious and want to know my thoughts on a certain subject, and that subject is, as you're gonna see from the title of the video, is there's no reason to buy, and this is not a troll video. Let me get that out of the way. There really is no reason to buy a PlayStation 5 at launch. And that not only applies to the PlayStation fan base, but to Xbox fan base that maybe are interested as well. There really is no reason. And I'm going to try to explain to you why now with the video. So, why do I say that? Because, first and foremost, since the beginning of time, when you bought any new next generational console, the most important and most validated reason to buy a new console was because it was about to give you a new experience that you never really had in the previous consoles, right? And with that came other factors jumping in or that come in, like the graphical leap from one generation to another, the fact that games can only be played on the new console because of the power differential or differences. And because, it was just a new era to look forward to with exciting new technology and capabilities that you're going to be able to experience with the new games, including, new gameplays that will never be able to be created and done before, right? And I know now, generational wise, is very different because the leaps are not as maybe drastic as it was back in my era, growing from an Atari or a Pong machine or an Odyssey to, like, let's say a Super Nintendo or NES or Sega Master System or a Sega Genesis, for example, right? And I get that, but I think that's why we're starting to see already announcements this gen from studios and developers that they're not going to bring some of their games, won't be cross generation from with this gen, even though it's going to be a hard thing to do because this generation has a lot of people under their hood. Like, on the PlayStation side, it's supposed to be about 100 million units sold, and possibly in people's homes. Same thing with Xbox. They're probably at like 75 million and possibly in people's homes. Nintendo Switch is like at 50 something million already and possibly in all people's homes. Because we got to remember that means they sold them, but a lot of consoles get traded in to buy new consoles or get traded in because they go to another console or because they just don't want to play the games anymore, whatever the case may be. Also, things like, stores buy in bulk, and then they sit there in the shelves until people buy them. So you got to take all those things into effect and account when they say that the whole amount shipped or sold, right? Having my morning tea. And real quick, for those of you wondering, yes, I'm still doing tests and stuff like that. I am feeling a lot better. It's been a long fight. It's been over a month and a half. When I know all the results and I know all the answers and exactly everything, for those who really care about about me and my situation, I will address it. I will talk to you guys so you guys know what I've been going through. But I am feeling a lot better so far. Hopefully, it's just going to go up from here, not down again. Anyway, so as we know, that's always been the reason to get new consoles. So as you see, coming into this generation right now, the PlayStation 5, based on what you're seeing, there really isn't any real game softwares worth mentioning or even buying for a console that ultimately is going to be at a higher price point because it's a lot more powerful, right? And so far, for what we've seen, they revealed that they're going to have digital and they're going to have a disc one, right? More than likely, because the disc one has the disc, which is also a 4K player, will be maybe at another 50, 80, or possibly $100 more than the digital, right? So we could be talking anywhere from 550 to a 450 or 400 versus 600 or 500 difference in price from between the both. And I don't think, with my experience as a gamer for so long, as a root gamer, right, that anyone in their right mind, and I'm speaking obviously from my perspective as well, because I'm a gamer and I've always liked to get consoles for certain games, not because I like a particular company or a particular console. I don't like Sony as a company, and I never really liked their consoles. I bought them mainly to follow a lot of Sega games that they leave there in that ecosystem stuck, that they never bring to Microsoft. Same thing with Nintendo, or specific games, let's say from specific developers like Platinum Games, like the Ultimate Alliance 3 or Astro Chain, that I like those developers, like Team Ninja and Platinum. And my curiosity is always, I need to find out what the games are about and have to offer, even though they're not on Xbox. Hoping that maybe they would be someday, obviously. So until they do, I always take that leap. When I see the consoles cheap, buy them and pick up the games that I want or that I feel are worth my time, right? And that's how I usually do my stuff. But mainly, I'm always day one with Microsoft and Xbox. The PlayStation 5 is not giving you a reason to pick up day one, because Spider-Man Miles Morales, even if it's now considered, right, with their hoopla, a standalone game, right? If it's a smaller title and it's just a story within the same area of the original title, then it's not a full-blown game from scratch, right? It's kind of like a placement holder, right? Until they make a sequel, until something is announced, right? So I don't feel that's enough to warrant a purchase, and never is enough to warrant a purchase of a new console for one game. In this case, a DLC standalone. Because we don't even know how big it's going to be. It could be very small. The same way, something like Sackboy, that looks more of an independent style game, like Knack did when the PS4 came out, doesn't warrant also the purchase of a console. Because that's the whole reason why I bought Xbox One day one, because I'm an Xbox guy, yes, but they were the ones that were offering the innovations right from the jump. And they were offering all the games right from launch. They had like 12 solid games. Some were pretty good, some were great, some were, average. But the point was, there were games from day one. It wasn't like when I bought the PS4, right? Or that if I went and bought the PS4, for example, that you would only get Knack, Resogun, and then Killzone, which all three were very mediocre, lackluster, right? That's why you don't see people in the PlayStation side ever really bring them up or talk about them. They act like they didn't exist. And then obviously, The Last of Us Remastered came out that March, which was a PS3 game. There was nothing. But they pushed the narrative of, but it plays the multiplats in 1080p in a higher resolution. and it's $100 cheaper. See, any real gamer is not going to care about buying a console, even if it's more money, as long as they got better games or more games, better features, and more bang for their buck when they buy these new consoles. They won't mind paying extra money. And I'm speaking to you as a gamer and from a gamer's perspective. You're not going to mind buying it as long as it has games, better features, innovations, and more to offer for the bang, for the buck and the dollar that you're paying for, right? Not only that, the fact that PlayStation also has not announced officially, they just keep saying, yes, it's in the works, it's coming along, it was doing well, but they haven't shown nothing, not one clue, one trailer, not one game running it, talking about, um, talking about, what you call it, backwards compatibility with any of the titles that are existing now with, the PS4, which we know is there because people like Remedy with Control and people like, CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk already said they will do the upgrade, smart delivery for free for said console for PS5 and Xbox Series X. So we know it's there. But from them themselves, we're not seeing anything. But we are seeing them trying to sell us already a remaster, of, of Spider-Man. A remaster that's being rumored and talked about, but it looks like it might be true, for Bloodborne. Demon Souls, okay, granted it was a PS3 game, but they're remastering it so that you go buy it again as a brand new game. You see what I'm saying? Kind of like the same way they started with PS4. They're starting PS5 all over again. And then they haven't even spoken about how your peripherals, for example, your controllers, which is one of the reasons why this gen, even though I liked a lot of the controllers look and color, right? And deco for PS4, I never bothered to buy anything extra except the commemorative one, because I see that as a collector's piece, because of the fact that I still don't know if I'm going to be able to, if I'm going to be able to use those same peripherals and controls that I bought on PS5 or even my camera, because you saw they showed a new headset, new camera, specifically designed for PS5. So that leads me to believe, based on my experience with gaming through the years and new generations, that they're giving you all new stuff from scratch to buy, and none of your stuff from the PS4 is going to go with you, which is another turnoff. Because right there, with those two alone, right there specifically, those two reasons, Microsoft is already ahead of the game. Already. Because they're letting you bring all your stuff forward with Series X from Xbox One. And they're giving you backwards compatibility with everything that was there with free updates. And they already said they're going to add more and announce more very soon. Which means they're still working on it, right? Now, you have to remember that not only that, we also know so far that Microsoft is going to have launch title games in Halo 5 Infinite, right? Or Halo 6 Infinite. Battletoads more than likely will be a launch game as well, because they haven't spoken about it. So more than likely, it probably is. We're going to have things like Grounded, right? Perhaps even Everwild. And in that short window span, we probably have even Hellblade 2, because Hellblade came out 4 years ago, and they've been working on the new stuff since then. The team that did Bleeding Edge was another team apart from the main team, which was run by the young lady, because it was a smaller project they wanted to do from years ago. And Microsoft gave them the opportunity to bring it out. So maybe the beginning of next year, we'll see already Hellblade 2, right? Like one of the first big triple A's next to or alongside or after Halo 5. We know we're more than likely are going to see a Forza on release date, Forza 8. So, regardless whether they're IPs of existing, you know, properties, they're going to be brand new games in those series. So, you have a reason to buy the Series X just for those things alone. Some games at launch, backwards compatibility with everything you have from the 3 generations, and on top of that, your peripherals and your equipment all go forward with you. That alone, already, on top of the power, and on top of that they're going to probably more than likely price this very competitively because they don't want to lose the war in the price side as well, gives you more than enough reason to want to buy an Xbox Series X. Okay? So for everybody, I'll be like, well, I know you're going to say you want a Series X because you're an Xbox fan. No, I'm telling you why. Not only because I'm an Xbox fan, because they're giving you a reason. Now, if Microsoft comes on and says the Series X is $600 and you have no back compat, none of your shit goes with you, right? You have no launch games at day one, but a demo that lets you play with the features in the controller. I guarantee you, and I'm telling you with my word, I would not buy an Xbox Series X day one. Hell no. I wouldn't wait until that thing is like $300 and I finally see some games. Trust me, I would not buy it at all. You know what I mean? So, PlayStation not giving you those reasons and even those little things that go a long way, because not only that, Game Pass. Their PSN didn't even talk about it. They didn't even talk about VR, which they invested heavily on. I'm not saying that it's not going to come, they're not going to have VR, but they didn't even talk about it. That means that they're probably going to do another new VR headset and use the excuse that it's not strong enough to be used for the PS5. You understand? Instead of making it compatible where you can buy either the lower grade one and use the upper grade one if you want to. They haven't even spoken about that. So, and then PSN now, they haven't said if it's going to allow you to get your games maybe exclusive day one, like Microsoft, because it's a nice selling point and people will invest. Which we know on Xbox, we have that. Day one, Game Pass, if you can't afford to buy the Halo physical because for whatever reason, you got it on Game Pass. And you can play it there until your heart's content. And then go buy it whenever you want. So, that is the difference. And again, I don't want to speak more on the Xbox side because we still haven't seen their reveal. So, I really don't have the full perspective yet. Or the pricing. Just like PS4, I don't have the pricing either. But for what I'm seeing so far, this is what I'm basing my statement in this video and my thoughts. There really is no reason to buy a PS5 because there's no games that are AAA exclusive that are launch titles. The price point is probably going to be really high based on the fact that they showed 2 models. They haven't talked about no type of features like backwards compat or your peripherals moving forward with you. No, they haven't talked about PSN. They didn't talk about VR. They even said 3D audio sound. They didn't even talk about 4K Dolby Atmos surround, which is the most advanced sound out there. And they try to sell it with that Tempest bull that's been out forever. Okay? It's a technology that was also used in Bose systems. All those things alone, and the fact that those timed exclusives they didn't even clarify if it's for 3 months, 6 months, a year. And most of them are going to, more than likely, based off the specs, going to be better performing, better experiences on these Xbox Series X. So I'm not going to go buy the game on PlayStation it's not going to let me play it either on my PS4 because it's not being made that way, for example. And I can't really get the experience on both sides. And then go buy the Xbox version. when I know I can go back and forth however I choose. That just don't make no sense. Anyway, that was my thoughts on why I'm saying there's no reason to buy a PlayStation 5. You guys probably more than likely gonna disagree with me, most of you. And a lot of you will gonna agree and they're gonna understand where I'm coming from and probably feel exactly the same way that I feel. I wanted to get it out because I know people were kind of hinting and asking me all over, either on Instagram, Twitter, what were my thoughts if I'm going to get PS5 day one. And even in the design, it looks so big. You're going to need a stand either to have it vertically or horizontally. I don't like the way it looks, the aesthetics of it. I don't like at all. I like the more sleek, elegant look of the Series X because it's so small and it looks like a little tower or even a small speaker box like Series, that you use for the home. I just feel it's going to be a lot nicer to store and have. Even though that doesn't matter the way it looks, I'm just thinking like for where the way I have my entertainment, all that stuff. I'm not really feeling it right now. Maybe when I see it in person, I appreciate it more. But as for what I'm seeing, I don't really like it. So guys, leave a thumbs up if you like. Leave a thumbs down if you dislike. Share it with someone you think might like the video. Obviously. And again, if you guys want to ever check me out, I'm on Instagram under C_respect. On Twitter, I'm Hebot, Powerful Gamer. I still haven't opened up my Facebook page for all my action figure enthusiasts. For the figure of Towards My Closet. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. If you subscribed, I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart because I know you didn't have to. But if you did, remember, I consider you now part of my family. And as always, you guys ever want to help me out in any way, shape, or form because you like what I do, you like my content, and you want me to just grow and help me out to be better in production value in whatever way, you know how to do it. It's all down in the description below. So, like I always said, Xbox for life, like a sickness that can't be cured. That's my saying. That's my slogan, people. Don't get triggered. It's all in gaming, and it's all in good fun. All right, guys. Till the next one. Love you guys very much. Be safe, and I'll see you soon.